What's up, guys? It's me, JellyKnees, and the boots are here to stay, I guess. I mean, whatever. Item series, you guys know the drill with this. We'll cover all the items in this set. We're covering the boots this week, and next week we'll continue with the rest. But first thing I want to do is talk about that we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of June. Currently, we're at 785, so we're about a little over 200 away, but I think we can definitely do it. We're going to be posting a lot over these next couple weeks, so you guys won't want to miss it. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and let's get into the boots. So the boots themselves are going to have 4 tier 3s, and they're going to be split into 2 different trees amongst them. So 2 in each tier of tree. But I mean, going from bottom to top here, we've got 1 tier 1, 2 tier 2s, 4 tier 3s. You've got your regular boots. They're just called boots. I mean, very, very simple. We've got your action boots and your leather boots. And then we've got battle boots, spiked boots, reinforced boots, and iron boots. Now, I actually really like this item tree overall because if we look at the stats that they actually all get movement speed, like you'd expect from boots, but all of the tier 3s have a different stat attached to them. Now, that diversification is what I would like to see in the other item trees as well. So the boots and shoes really do the best job of having that diversification of all the items. But I love to see that movement speed's the base and then each one is different then thereafter. So let's start out by talking about the battle boots. So the battle boots start with boots. Regular boots are going to give you guys 20 move speed. You upgrade those into the action boots, being 40 move speed and 10 physical power. And then the battle boots are 60 move speed, 35 physical power, and 10% cooldown reduction. Now that's an insane set of stats, to be honest. Giving you CDR and damage at the same time, in addition to your move speed, is insane. And then you add the passive, High Class. Reduces the cooldown or regeneration of your class ability by 20%. So let's say you are an Archmage and you want to use a portal. You have a 20% less cooldown just by having these battle boots. If you are a Sky Slayer or a Reaper and you have the stamina bar attached to your climbing or flying, respectively, then you're going to regenerate that stamina bar 20% faster. Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very strong on some people, and I really, really like the whole idea of taking these boots, gaining CDR damage and a faster cooldown on your class ability. I think you're going to see this on quite a few people on the physical power route of things. Next up is going to be your spiked boots. Spiked boots come from boots and action boots as well. So the first two are the same, and then it goes into spiked boots. You get 60 move speed. So all the tier 3s will have 60 move speed. You get 15 physical power, and then you get 10 physical penetration. Now that is also very strong in that you're going to get damage pen and you're going to get a little bit of power by itself. Attach that to the passive, so is Frenzy. Hitting an enemy with a basic attack gives you a stack of Frenzy, up to 3 stacks total, and each stack gives you 5% attack speed. So, honestly, I think you're going to see this on primarily the damage carries, because that passive is going to be very, very strong. I think you're also going to see this on people like Malaya, who are mostly auto attack based or basic attack based. So very, very strong here. You get the penetration, the damage, and the increased move speed every time you hit an enemy. And it does say an enemy and not an enemy myth specifically. So this also applies on minions. That if you strike a minion 3 times, you're going to get that attack speed. So overall, really strong boots as well. I love the passive. I think it's going to be useful in a lot of situations and a good stat layout as well. Now, if we switch to the other half of the boots tree, we have regular boots as the first item here. And we have leather boots as the tier 2. Leather boots gives 40 move speed, just like action boots, but instead of damage, it gives you armor. So this one gives you 10 armor. So reinforced boots is 60 move speed, 25 armor, and 100 health. So these are your slightly tankier boots here. And then you have the passive of Hardy Hunter. If you haven't taken damage in the last 10 seconds, gain move speed and health regen. Overall, I mean, pretty safe boots, I think, to take if you're kind of going like a off-tank route. You could easily take this, get that move speed and health per 5. Probably in a jungle setting is when you're going to see these the most. And getting that little bit of regen, super, super nice. The last set of boots is the iron boots. So same thing, boots and leather boots. And then this one gives you 15 armor and 10% persistence. So that's your CC reduction in Ethereal. Now, Iron Boots also gives you the Stalwart passive, which is gain 4 armor for each enemy myth within a 500 unit of you. So if you have all 6 enemy myths nearby, you're not only getting the 15 armor from Iron Boots, but you're going to get an additional 24 armor for each myth that's in proximity, or additional 24 armor, assuming all 6 myths are around you. So I'm expecting to see your Juggernauts basically take this as often as possible in Ethereal, that they're going to want to get in, be surrounded by all 6 members, be that extra tank. In addition to their items, they're going to be tanky, plus the CC resistance, the whole 9 yards. I think we're definitely going to see a lot of Iron Boots on Juggernauts. The interesting thing is that none of the boots themselves have any form of magic resist. So the boots are entirely based around being resistant to armor. In order to get magic resist, you're going to have to go to the shoes tree, which we'll cover in a later video. But it is an interesting thing to see that that's the choice that the devs decided to go with these boots. But the other thing that's important about the boots, guys, is that you'll be able to earn the boots for free throughout the game. We haven't gotten too much detail about how that's going to work, but the boots are going to have a set cost, and then the longer the game goes, the lower that cost becomes. So eventually you can just purchase your T3 boots outright with no gold cost. Or maybe it'll get to the point where you're like, oh, I have 300 extra gold when I backed just now. Let me just buy the next version of my boots. Or let me buy the tier 3 if you're far enough into the game for that. So overall, I think it's a really cool mechanic to see. And they give you a dedicated boot slot on top of it. So it just makes sense, I guess, to have that become free over time instead of requiring you to pay for them. And especially with how good some of these boots seem to be, that is going to cost you a pretty penny if you want them early on enough. So overall, really happy with these boots, and I'm excited to see how they play out in the game once we get our hands on it. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate all of you for hanging out, talking to these boots, about these boots. But what do you guys think about them? I would love to hear all of your thoughts in the description down below about not having magic resist, the passives, the whole 9 yards. And if you guys want to see all of my Ethereal content, click right over here. If you want to see a video YouTube recommends just for you, right on the other side, and click the icon above my head, get subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.